Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the Master's Travel story. Alright everybody, time for part 2 and to see where the story is going to keep taking us. Last time we left off with quite a lot of questions and we need some answers for them. Something weird is happening in Laterano and with the Sankta. And yeah, time to see a bit more of the story and what might be the cause. But before we do any of that, a couple of very important points as always here at the beginning of the video. So first off, as always, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, the full playlist for this story is in the description of the video, together with a couple of other playlists as well that are either correlating to this Sankta storyline in general, or have been so far mentioned at least in this story. So if you want to catch up to anything that is old and is connected to this, everything is in the description of the video. At least, like I said, all of the stuff that has been mentioned so far, including also the main story, of course, like in any of my videos. But yeah, if you have any old stories to catch up on and to see the connected stories to the Sankta storyline, everything is there, so enjoy, and thank you very much. But yeah, that's point number 1. Point number 2 is something that I was mentioning in the previous episode, and that has to do with the this little minigame here, the firearm thing. Now, in the previous episode, I did say that I'm gonna probably start including these things into the episode, like the little mini stories that come from these little items as you're completing the little requirements. But considering that for some of these I do need to actually complete this whole thing, and as I was thinking in between this and the previous part to myself, do I want to keep doing this bit by bit, or do I want to dedicate a full-on video to this? And quite honestly, I think I want to dedicate a full video to this. Pretty similar to how I did stuff back in Zwillingstürme or with the Il Siracusano and Siracusan storyline in general. And I believe Lone Trail, for example, I also did a pretty similar thing. Once we're gonna be done with this whole thing, I'm probably gonna be making like a bonus episode where I'm just gonna be going over these stories. There is enough here to actually dedicate a full episode on it, so we're gonna do that in a bonus episode once we are completely done. There's also some kind of workshop catalog, log here that I haven't seen yet. Probably something that unlocks once you're done with everything. But yeah, I think I want to dedicate a full-on episode to this and just have a nice little neat bonus episode once we are completely done with the voiceover for the Master's Travels. One extra thing I want to mention here as well, in today's episode I will be recruiting our dear grandpa Sankta Mixaparato in here, aka Patricion, and cannot wait, but that will be for the outro. And yeah, that's point number 2. Point number 3, in the previous episode I did say that I do want to include one operator record here into this voiceover, because I do feel that it's gonna be an important little operator record to add. It's an old one, but it does kind of serve the purpose of explaining at least one character and how potentially the character got here, and it's the operator record for Arturia. Now, it's not gonna be in this episode, it's gonna be at the beginning of the next episode. Why that is, I'm gonna talk about that when we get to the end, when we get to the outro section of today's video, why I have decided to put it into the next one, and I think once we get to the last part of today's episode, you will understand why I wanna include it into the next section. And yeah, that's the 3 important parts I want to bring up here at the beginning. One bonus thing I do want to mention as well. In the previous episode, in the comments, someone mentioned something very interesting. Apparently one of the names that have appeared in the story so far is a name that has appeared in a old ARG that was released or has been run for this game in the past. Which name it is specifically, I'll mention it in a short bit in the video itself, because upon hearing that, or reading that rather, in the comments, I was like, you know, I should have looked at that name a bit more closely. I should have looked at the name a bit more closely, maybe. That was very interesting. Anyway, like I said, I will be addressing that in a short bit later in the video. But for now, we're gonna start with the quick little recap of the previous part, so for those of you who wanna skip this section, you can do so by just utilizing the timestamps that I always provide down below in the pinned comment in the comment section. But anyway, last time we started off with revisiting some old friends from prior stories. We checked in on Agonir and Signora Sicilia, Cliff and Black Steel, Woodrow and Jessica, and finally Ezel and Cecilia. Getting to a new pair of characters then, we get introduced to a former gun knight, now fallen Sankta, Aurela, and a nun by the name of Nueda. Then we get to see the reason why we visited all these Sankta. All of them begin to fall at the same time. Back in Laterano, Lemon is off to her first day in her new position as Cardinal in the 7th Tribunal. Lemon also seems to be able to walk again properly. As she then proceeds to walk to her workplace, a building comes into view so tall that it seems to touch the clouds. The building seems to be brand new in Laterano, but no one in the city looks to be questioning its appearance, where it came from, or similar. The second Summit of Nations is underway, and delegations from many more nations will be attending, as we heard from Patricion and Velif. This time, even Kazdel and Aegir will be attending, and from LEITHANIEN, both empresses will be here. That's interesting, right? Then, because of a sudden bomb going off, Patricion sends Lemon to investigate what happened. Lemon calls someone else up to tell them that she is needed elsewhere, and that someone was Anduin. Anduin looks to be working in the new building in the city called the Shrine of Nurtury as a nurturer and is watching over the children there. As Lemon is investigating and the bomb site, she sees a glimpse of someone familiar to her and gets support from Amos, a investigator from the 7th Tribunal. Federico and Richelle can also be seen in the city as they are interacting with the mobile confessionals. One of those piqued the interest of Federico and he runs off after it. Excusii can then be seen entering the very same confessional designated El Caro 001. Exia is the one responsible for the recent bombings in the city, and it looks like whoever is helping her is now talking to her through the confessional. Outside the city, at Landon Monastery, Arturia is being detained and is working the fields with Archetto, but is also poking up and probing at whatever is going on in Laterano. Back in Laterano, we learn that a new arms control policy is stepping into effect. All firearms workshops are being closed, and one such shop is the one where Exia got her first gun from. Exia enters it in hopes to get some materials so she can make better bombs with. The Shrine of Nurtury, meanwhile, is taking in many refugees from all nations. They even take in a pregnant Sarkas woman, and we get to see its caretaker, the Matriarch Keph. Later at the shrine, that very same Sarkas woman can be seen praying alongside the Matriarch. In the meantime, at Patricion's home, Fiametta, Mostima and Lemon are chilling and waiting on the old man to arrive. Once he does, Patricion gives Fiametta a present, his old patron firearm. As Fiametta is getting a feel for it, Anduin suddenly walks in and then gets also kicked out by Fiametta. Back at the weapon shop, Exia meets the young apprentice of the shop, Vanini, and Vanini says that she will help her with whatever she needs to have made. Anduin, meanwhile, feels like he is being followed by someone, and Lemon seems to finally realize that her sister, Lemuel, aka Excusii, might be back home in Laterano. And yeah, that is pretty much where we left off last time, so let's continue. Today we are going to be continuing from stage number 3 where we left off last time all the way to the first, not the second, first cutscene of stage number 5. The only reason why this is finished up, I haven't read the second cutscene, is because I wanted to acquire Patricion in this episode. Literally only reason. I wanted my Gundam Knight. Anyway, we're going to be continuing from stage number 3, and one thing I do want to bring up here as well is in the last episode I haven't done any kind of enemy introductions, and this was purely because the first 3 you get to see are pretty much old enemies that we've seen in the prior Laterano events. On stage number 2, you do get a new enemy, but because of the story setup and everything, I will be doing all of the new enemies once we get to stage number 5 and finish off the story today. I think it's gonna be a much more interesting way to introduce the new enemies and the little lore blurbs on them once we see all of the parts, all the cutscenes for today. Trust me, it's gonna make a bit more bit for an interesting, more introduction to them after certain moments. Anyway, stage number 3. Worship. The dream has transformed our lives, and there are clues hidden within that allow us to recognize it. The Ends of the Earth Lounge, Lungmen. What are you doing here? Excuse me.
What are you doing here? The lounge's closed.
I just ended up here. Not sure how. An indentured employee's instincts, I suppose. Thought I might as well clean up so long as I'm here.
Oh, I'll clean it up. I saw that they were gifts for me, so I opened them. A crystal ball? This must be Bison. Wait, Mountain Dash Logistics has already expanded into Scarfaket? What is this whole stack of coupon vouchers? The more you buy, the more you save, the more you save, the more you buy? Does Croissant want me to clean out the mall? Sora SIRACUSA Tour live album A Chance Encounter. Did you forget to send a couple of tickets? Carnival mask. This one's got to be from Texas. It's a little tight. Not great. This brush. Is it a gift from the boss? Or does he want me to use it to clean his vinyls for him? Hey Yif, what kind of hair do you think the brush is made from?
Looks lupo to me.
Say, why are boss and Texas still in New Alcini when the carnival is already over? I got back from Sargon only to find the shop totally empty, not a soul in sight.
Dexa said she was setting up penguin logistics operations over there. As for Emperor, he and his friends have some other matters to attend to. Matters besides recording sessions, parties, and employee training.
Gotcha. But I guess it's all the same if I report to you.
No.
Give me a sec. I'm almost done filling it out.
Feeling what out?
My leave request. I want to take a really long break, so I figured I should go through the formal procedures.
Excuse me?
You know I took the Sargonian job, right?
Sargon. Mostima was assigned to the area as legatus, wasn't she?
Bingo! Massima told me that the one who did those things to Sis and her is back in Laterano. The one Sis hoped would never show his face again. She hasn't fully recovered, but she's joined the Curia. Truth or secret, the events of the past have once again brought them together. The things that I came to Lungmen to find out.
You're going back to Laterano?
Of course. Can't very well wait for my sis to come and see me. Texas, Sora, Bison, Croissant. Even the boss of all people are busy right now. All good things must come to an end, as they say. Never forget your roots. That's Penguin Logistics corporate culture, isn't it?
Oh, on display every day. But correct, in principle.
Keep these gifts safe for me. Tell my friends that I'll be back, once everything is taken care of.
Is that your ride?
What? No way, I only just decided.
Excuse me.
Hi guys, what's up?
This just arrived at the office.
Classified files from Landship? I'm exhausted. I came all this way only to get caught up in one strange thing after another. My head's spinning.
Good work, but we need to move quicker. Without a second thought, the Curia is treating the explosion as a terror attack targeting the Summit of Nations.
Who would have thought that a harmless confessional would be a top-notch spy? Good work. I'll give you a pat on your speakers.
Which is to say, you are a wanted fugitive now.
I know. With Vani's help, though, our bombs can now snap 3 pillars with one blast. There's a long way to go, but pick the right pillar and a bomb like this can topple an entire building.
The shrine is bigger than any building that exists on Terra. You must familiarize yourself with its layout.
I don't suppose they'll let me in if I say I'm a fervent believer who wants to pay daily respects to it.
The shrine is heavily guarded. Even confessionals cannot easily enter.
No big deal. If there's a problem, find a solution. If there is no problem, make a problem. Never take a boring order. That's Penguin Logistics corporate culture.
Your passion and perseverance are extraordinary, but you have a hard time hiding your thoughts. You should not disturb those you know before it is time, even if,
Even if it's my sister, right? That only motivates me more. I'll solve this problem, if for no other reason than to see my sis sooner. It's time to go, El. I know, Vani.
That apprentice.
I've only met her a couple of times, but when it comes to this, I know I can trust her. I can already guess what you're worried about, but, well, it's hard to explain the connection between Sanktas. Anyway, no need to worry.
In that case, this confession has come to a close. Have a nice day. Why do comfort bells keep ringing? It's the 2 nurseries up ahead. Strange. There should be other nurturers in charge of them. The giant milk bottles on each side of the corridor suddenly fall, knocking Anduin out cold. Situation?
He's unconscious, but alive. What kind of baby would need a milk bottle this big? It's heavy enough to give a full-grown burden beast a concussion.
Anyway, it's for the best. Less commotion this way.
What do we do next? Do we peek inside, or...?
This is a strange place. You carry him. The rest of you, stay on your guard. We're getting out of this bloody place the way we came in. Leader's waiting outside. We'll get this guy to answer our questions once he wakes up.
Gotcha.
Like a wind from nowhere, the comfort bells that hang quietly in the corridor and nursery suddenly begin ringing. It is not a sound to put babies to sleep. It is cacophonous, unceasing, a loud alarm. Damn! Alert cancelled.
Clean up the scene. Don't let the children see it. Take Nurture Ando into his room. Anduin,
you're awake. What happened?
Intruders, but the guards caught them. Looks like your hunch was right. You were being followed.
They were after me.
You're the chosen nurturer. They must have the nativity in their sights.
Who are the intruders?
Just some wayward souls.
Wayward souls?
What I mean is, I don't know who they are. Our siblings will pick up the investigation. You know better than anyone else how important the nativity is. Stay safe and enjoy some rest.
Were you frightened? Lean against my arm. No need to fear. It's the comfort bells. You will not hear those terrible sounds here. No hunter's whistles, no roaring of tusk beasts, no rumbling of originium tides. I'm here. I'm always here. I can feel how much you want to keep living with this life within you. As do I. Soon, everyone will hope for the same. There will be no more fighting, no more conflict. Everyone will join together in paradise. Everyone will walk together with you.
What do you mean she just vanished without a trace? We just cut the wheat. I had everyone take a little break after lunch. She said she wanted to play her cello and I let her. She came to this leeward ridge not too far away. We could hear her music all this time, so I didn't think too much of it. Then when you came to find her, she was nowhere to be seen. What is this, some kind of paranormal activity? Paranormal activity. Right at the door of a monastery. It would make a nice movie. What I mean is, no need to panic. You can still hear the music, can't you? Perhaps Arturia just went deeper into the wheat fields. Musicians can be an unpredictable lot. Take some and go up front. I'll handle things here.
Examine the other scarecrows, sister. You should find a device like this on their necks.
Who are you?
Executor Federico of the Notarial Hall. I came for my regular visit of the prisoner Arturia. The young executor opens his palm. There is a paper dragonfly sitting on it, flapping its wings at a regular frequency to create pleasant music.
Paper dragonfly?
A form of musical arts. The prisoner must have learned it in LEITHANIEN.
She used a page from the Saint's travels.
This detail is not important. What is important is I am now certain that Arturia is no longer under observation. She has escaped.
I surmised as much. Arturia is an important individual, is she not?
Based on the amount of resources that the Notarial Hall has committed, from issuing a warrant to achieving her apprehension, yes.
The Lenin Monastery has only recently regained its standing with the Curia and gotten out of the red. And this executor caught us on the spot. There's no way we can quietly bring Arturia back now.
I can hear you, sister.
Anyway, I must report this to the Curia immediately.
There will be no need for that, sister. The Notarial Hall will take over from here. I was the one who apprehended Arturia. I will catch her before she can do any true harm. There will be no need for Landed Monastery to file a report.
That's not what the procedures say, is it? I see. You never intended to report this, did you? This is an awfully convenient coincidence. You came for this. You knew Arturia would escape.
No comment.
Arturia was just like you. It was like she had realized something and spoke in cryptic terms. If you won't let me report this, senor, then I must join you in your pursuit of Arturia. Ninan Monastery is very important to me. I won't let it come to harm.
The executor flicks deftly with his finger, and the paper dragonfly turns back into a creased page. The music disappears, and the fields are once again quiet.
What are you doing?
Retaining evidence. The sound it was making would have obstructed our investigation. Your request complies with the regulations of the Executor's Handbook. I hereby approve the request to join the hunt for the fugitive. Come.
You're just as strange as Arturia, only in a much different way. I've seen it standing there like that every day, but when you get up close... How is it so crazy tall? What are these gill-like scales? Where do those bone-like passages lead? And what's with this flowing color on the wall? It's like what you throw up after you eat blueberry pudding made with soup water. I'm getting sick just looking at it. How do you know what you throw up after eating blueberry pudding made with soup water? Just a little practical joke that didn't go the way I intended. Not the most pleasant of memories, but it almost brings a smile, thinking back to it now. Back then, we could tell the difference between a practical joke and serious stuff, and we didn't build strange structures like this with a true blue religious fervor. What even is it anyway? Some kind of massive biological organ? This place feels familiar. I must have been here before, but I can't tell whether it used to be a bakery, a chapel, or a munitions market. It's like this huge shrine has always been here. It feels, weird. Does your head hurt? It's not that hard to understand. Imagine your favorite patissier which you visit once every few days, whether it's for a party or just because your sweet tooth is aching. When you happen to pass by today, you can't resist. But when you bite into the millefeuille you just bought, everything feels different. You wonder if they got a new patissier. Then you look up and find but the whole storefront is different. It's pretty much just like that, right? Yeah. Wow, I couldn't put my feelings into words like that at all. But when did that millefeuille become different? No idea. It seems to have changed when I got back from Lungmen. I saw the shrine standing there as soon as I came out of the port. Say, how did I miss something this big from outside the city? Shh, Elle. Over there.
All patrols form up. Guard these halls in 3-team squads. Shifts change every 3 hours. We must not allow any further intrusions into the shrine. No attacks on the nurturers.
Understood. Since when did the Pontifica Chorus Lantern wear such distinctive uniforms? Wait, this scaly cape. Are these guards just for the Shrine of Nurturing? There are too many of them. Not sure how to get past. They've blocked off all of the paths. What do we do? We're here.
Is this the place where extras resting?
Yes, we can arrange for visits if you so desire. Dedicated nurturers have been assigned to her. She will receive the best possible care until she gives birth. What about us? 13 nomadic abbeys with patients in the 4 figures. The Pagus Ambrosius you put us in doesn't have that many hospitals or sanatoriums. The Summit of Nations, with all its attendees, has stretched Laterano's medical resources to its limits.
So,
Taking in a pregnant woman already represents exceptional circumstances. However, you have come here out of trust in Laterano, and Laterano must repay the trust. The Shrine of Nurture is not scheduled to open to the public until after the Nativity. Most of the rooms are unoccupied at the time, and our nurturers have received basic medical training. The Matriarch has already discussed this with Arturia. The Shrine of Nurture will take in our friends from outside on a temporary basis until more permanent arrangements can be made. The guards will escort you to your rooms. I must remain here, as more patients are expected to arrive. The Lord's blessing be upon Laterano and upon all. See, there's a way. Don't tell me. Salve, Cardinal Velif. It's been a while. Not Cardinal anymore. I'm just an ordinary clerk in this Shrine of Nurturing now. Just Velif then. Anyway, it seems like your fingerprints are all over it. What do you mean? The security measures I saw on my way in from the streets. They could go toe-to-toe with the Pontifica Chorus. I have to earn my keep after all. Anyway, it looks like I guessed right. What? It was indeed you who came to review security. Even though this is a job usually reserved for Notorio Hall executors or the Gun Knights and Pontifica Chorus. I'm still investigating the bombing that happened a couple of days ago. I'm not exactly an outsider. I wasn't instructed to take the bomb investigation into account when planning security. Besides, your investigation hasn't exactly turned up anything concrete, has it? Unless you mean to tell me you came because it was Anduin who was attacked? Are you going to chide me that I should be thinking of the whole city as a cardinal of the Seventh Tribunal and not about my personal relationships? We know just what kind of person you are. Sharp, astute, decisive, all traits that served you well in the consistory. But we also know when these virtues of yours are most prominently displayed. I remember the reasons why you joined the Pontifica Chorus Commandos, Cardinal Lemoine. I read that report. Do you really? I've forgotten. You didn't really have any interest in the Commandos. You just went to see Fiametta, didn't you? And Anduin. Really? That I didn't know. I thought you met after you joined the Commandos. We met before that. It seemed like he had come from a faraway place, walking on foot. His clothes were tattered, and he himself was just as ragged. He sat on a bench in front of the chapel, still and unmoving, looking more like a statue than the actual statues of the saints on the roadside. That was the first time Mostim and I saw him. We met Fiametta at the midnight movies. We hit it off quickly. Anduin had trouble fitting in, having grown up outside the holy city. Fiametta, stubborn girl that she is, was in another one of those fights with her grandpa. Mostima and I wanted to see them. They didn't know each other beforehand, and the other Sanktas probably didn't intend to isolate them, but either way, the end result was... the two of them were the only ones left behind in the rubber bullet roulette that was the Commandos' initiation. And so you beat up everyone else on the scene. You and Mostima filed out your applications right there, became the last four-man squad at the initiation. You ended up being the most active and most coordinated squad in the force, until the incident. There is a lot I admire about you, Lemoine, but I must remind you, as a cardinal, the Holy City must be your first, foremost, and only concern. To me, the Holy City begins with a long list of familiar names. So much for reminiscing. The Seventh Tribunal knows our duty. If you really think of yourself as an ordinary clerk, then maybe I should pay a visit to the Matriarch personally. She's right up ahead, isn't she?
Lemon spots the one she came to see. The golden-haired Sankta stands under a porch. She is praying, anxious. Her breathing is rapid, and she trembles visibly. Lemon can feel herself overwhelmed by her counterpart's raging emotions.
Matriarch?
I overheard your conversation with Valif. Cardinal Lemon, pardon my inability to converse calmly at this time.
What's in there?
Asarka's mother. She spent much time in the wilderness and declined food for 2 days after she arrived. She is not in good shape. Our nurturers are doing their best. She suffers from fear and anxiety. She doesn't want to give in to the pain and continues her struggle to stay awake. She is praying awake, praying that her child will be born safely. All I can do is empathize and pray with her.
You can empathize with the Asarkas?
Yes, Cardinal. As you worry for my outpouring of emotion, it is as clear as the innate empathy between you and I.
Empathy.
A blessing that the Lord has bestowed upon me, perhaps in place of my sight, or perhaps simply because this place was built by Laterano to welcome new life. Here our faith is strengthened and expanded. Here there are no barriers, no limits. Putting it in that light, it is our own people who need this place the most. Sunlight shines through the stained glass, illuminating the empty and solemn hall. The massive statue stands with its palms together, looking down on the 2 tiny sanctas beneath it.
It's certainly a special place. I've seen plenty of statues in all sorts of poses, holding a gun and ready to shoot, but it's the first time I've seen one like this, and it takes some getting used to.
Compared to the so-called Lateran statues that line the hills of Bolivar or the shores of Iberia, the statues seen in Laterano are the more incomprehensible, Cardinal. Paradise has shaped our faith, so peculiar that it has become somewhat distorted. The souls of the living praying for survival as they traverse catastrophe and suffering. Such is the most basic face of faith.
Matriarch, blessings to you. The mother's condition has stabilized. We have given her medicine and nutrition. She's sleeping now.
That is comforting to hear. She is expecting soon. Please keep a close eye on her, and do not let yourselves grow complacent.
Yes, Matriarch.
Praise be to the Lord.
I can feel the relief and joy coming from the bottom of your heart.
Thank you for your companionship, Cardinal. I hope empathy did not cause my anxiety to affect you.
I'm not so weak. Besides, your words were inspiring to an extent. You mentioned that you only came here later.
Yes. Long had I wandered the wilderness, my companions withered in the mud.
In order to find Laterano?
No, at the time I never imagined that there would be such a city upon this land. But our shared vision finally helped me locate it. Our encounter here and now was written in faith. It is a blessing to be able to serve Laterano and my kindred after all this time, frail as I may be.
I have a friend who works here. He also came from afar.
In Laterano today and Laterano tomorrow, everyone must and will find their own place and play their own roles.
Only then can we hope to fend off calamity. It seems we've gotten sidetracked. If there has been an attack on the Nurturers, the 7th Tribunal is happy to work with the Shrine of Nurtury in implementing security measures to ensure that the nativity goes off without a hitch. I understand your worry for your friend and your curiosity about the shrine. As I said though, we must all find our own place and play our own roles. And there I was thinking that our chat was going nicely. Looks like I've been summarily rejected, haven't I? I'm sorry for your loss. I should have brought a few wheat stalks, if only I knew this had happened.
Wheat stalks?
For funerals at the Landon Monastery, we weave a laurel out of wheat stalks and place it upon the departed's coffin. That way the soul of the departed will be comforted by the scent of bread and beer on the other side.
Thank you, kind sister. But my brother and I were exiled by the General Chamber of Commerce because we were afflicted with neuropathy and did not have the skill to participate in night sports. We came all this way to Laterano only for his condition to worsen and take his life. But the Curia helped bury him, allowing him to die with dignity. There was even a passing Sankta who played a requiem for him.
I see.
Was that Sankta a female with long, straight black hair, playing a cello with an unusual shape? Yes. She played for you. Were you subject to any hallucinations or any psychological discomfort? What do you mean by discomfort? I know it made me cry. It was my brother after all.
Senor Executor, I thought we agreed that I would do the questioning.
Other executors from Notorio Hall will soon be here to take these refugees to Pagus Ambrosius. We do not have much time. They are not suspected of any crime. I did not find complex interrogation techniques to be necessary.
I visited Lungmen and Victoria when I was promoting Landon Monastery, and I saw many people like them. They were forced to leave home due to unfortunate circumstances. Their previous dealings with the police have made them, Executors are more or less police, right?
There's no need. You guys just took in outsiders with a ripathy like us, even though I heard you used to kick your own infected out. So, right now I don't have anything against the Lateran government. Besides, this gentleman here looks like a decent fellow. Is there something wrong with the black-haired Sankta you were asking about? Without permission, she left the monastery where she was under observation. We have tracked her here. She's a prisoner? I thought she was an official from your... What's that? The 6th Tribunal? Why did you think that? She asked us about the Abbey after the funeral, whether there was any equipment in disrepair, any safety hazards, any supplies we were short on. She made it a point to ask if anyone who recently entered Laterano had disappeared, especially any pregnant women.
Doesn't sound like Arturia just happened to pass by. How did it go? You know the answer. The Matriarch's response was just like yours. Don't poke your head into other people's business. I know you have good intentions, Lemwen, but you're also showing that you don't trust me. I beg your understanding. The Shrine of Nurturing, this great structure that casts a shadow over Laterano, which no one's quite sure when it came to be. You, Reverend Patricion, and the Matriarch promise that this will be the birthplace of the future. Even the suspect behind the bombing seems interested in it. How can the 7th Tribunal, responsible for intelligence and national security, ignore something so prominent. Of course I understand. Excuse me.
The nurturer leads a group past. Their footsteps echo through the empty hall. The people in the procession come from many different races. None of them speak, but all glance up and down at this unfamiliar space. Lemon steps aside to let them pass.
What is it, Cardinal Lemon? Nothing. What I mean is, curiosity killed a feline. I guess I should expect a complaint from my predecessor if I continue to insist.
Hypergriff, look at you! You are remembering that you have characters that you haven't used in a while. Congratulations! We are bringing characters back. I'm happy, especially because the character in question here is very weird. I want to know more. But before we get to that, very quickly, I want to address something very quirky that always kind of makes me laugh looking at it, and it's the difference between the base version of Exia, or Excusia in this case rather, and every single other skin that she has for her normal model. Plus now the alter version, the hair color. Why does her hair color keep changing so much between all of her different aspects? I don't remember her file. Is it anywhere mentioned that she just colors her hair or some shit like that? Like what is up with it? Like her original model is kind of like a cherry or well, probably cherry red is probably the best description for the color. Like a dark cherry red, and every other character model, like or rather the sprites for the skins of the other models that you can get right now for her are such a brighter red, and then we have the alter version here that is like even higher cranked on the saturation scale. Like what is happening? Are we redesigning the character every time with a new skin, or in this case a completely new unit, and someone is just sliding it slowly like the saturation slider for the red color on the model every single time? Is this the joke we're doing here? Are we gonna get to a point where the slider is gonna be so high that the red is not gonna be red anymore? It's gonna be so high up there that it's gonna be white. It's just gonna be a blinding white. Who needs a halo anymore when your head or your hair is the flashlight? I don't know. I find that funny. I hope I'm not the only one who finds that funny. But yeah. Anyway, outside of that, Yeef is back, baby. The weird dude from Penguin Logistics that hasn't appeared anywhere since Code of Brawl, quite honestly. I think he only appears in like a quick brief operator record from one of the Penguin Logistics people. I don't remember who specifically. I have a vague memory. It might be either Mostima or Excusia's operator record, but I can't remember. Doesn't matter. He is very interesting. And mostly because of his name. For people who haven't watched my voiceover for Code of Brawl back in the day, in Code of Brawl, when I was going over Yeef and his name, I discovered something very interesting when I was doing research on him. And that was pretty much the discovery that his name comes up in H.P. Lovecraft and the stories from H.P. Lovecraft. Specifically, not a name for a single person, by the way, but specifically a name for a alien species, a whole race of people, essentially. In the H.P. Lovecraft books is called Yeef. And it's interesting. If you want to know more, just, again, type into, like I just said, H.P. Lovecraft into Google and Yeef, and you will find what you need to find, and go nuts. Very interesting dude. I hope they're gonna keep on bringing him back a bit more. And we are gonna just get like a random sentence somewhere what the hell he is, how old he might be, or something, just something to know where he's from, because he definitely is not one of the normal races of Terra. neither a Sarkas nor any of the other like normal animal races. Definitely does not feel like he belongs onto this planet. Yeah, I don't know. Hypergriff has remembered that he exists. Maybe we're gonna get something more in the future. I would love to. I would definitely love to hear more about it. But anyway, at the beginning of this episode, I wanted to bring up a name that had an interesting quirk to it from the previous episode that someone brought up as well to my attention in the previous episode's comments. And that is the name of the confessional. Now that we've seen here that Exia has been pretty much sent to Laterano potentially by some classified documents from Rhode Island, potentially again. The name of the confessional. So, I didn't look at the name too directly. I mean, I didn't even think about it too much. The thing is called El Caro. I did find it very funny that it sounds Spanish, considering that we are in Laterano. Like, why would the Lateran people call something Spanish, right? They could be using Italian or, for the naming convention, Italian or Latin, but why specifically something that sounds very remotely Spanish? And someone pointed out in the comment section that it would be interesting to look at the name because it was used in an ARG a long time ago, just from a different angle, just in a slightly different order, you know, just I mean, look at the name right now. just you know, order it a bit differently. Oh, that sent me in a spiral. I was spinning in my chair. Alright, but yeah, very interesting that is the name of the confessional. And considering the beginning of this cutscene, probably makes a lot more sense of who might be talking on the other end. Now, as to who it might be specifically, I am hovering between two people, the obvious one being the doc, but the other possibility could also be Closure. And I'm more leaning towards Closure than the doc, purely because either they're doing a bamboozle and they're not letting you select text boxes for the doc, or it would make more sense that it's Closure, because why would they give Closure, you know, text boxes? Closure can just talk. And as we've recently seen, she has been becoming a bit more serious when it comes to stuff, like dropping the whole not really dropping it, but reeling the whole goofy behavior that she has a bit more in. But yeah, anyway, we'll see where it leads. It's definitely somehow, some way Rhode Island connected. I'm looking forward to seeing what's more gonna be in the story because of that. Outside of that, Arturia has escaped. Whoop-de-la-di-da, we have expected that at some point. And Anduin is well, he's being stalked even more. He's being stalked even more by some of his old companions, and very interesting stuff around there as well. And yeah, that is about that. Oh, one final thing I want to bring up, and this is a bit of a quirky little thing that I kind of got reminded of while I was going through this voiceover for this episode, and that's Archetto. I don't know why, and it's probably because of how her little ears are shaped. I kind of misremembered that she is a Liberi. Even in part 1 of this voiceover, they brought up that she is a Liberi, and I was kind of like, wait, Liberi? Isn't she a feline? Huh? Am I misremembering right now? And yeah, I was misremembering. She is a Liberi. She's a very special Liberi. I think I was even more confused because she had a tail. She had a, like, almost lion-like, cat-like tail on herself, which probably is the very point why I thought that she is, or misremembered that she is actually a Liberi. She's a griffin. She's a griffin. If you promote her and look at her background animal, you'll see a griffin. So yeah, she is definitely counted as a Liberi. Very interesting how they're counting who is a Liberi and who isn't in Arknights, considering that we also have the Kukulkan, who are part bird, part snake, but are being counted as birds instead of snakes or something in between. Yeah, very interesting kind of naming convention. I don't know why they're preferring to them as Liberi outside of the fact, well, it has feathers and it can fly. It's a bird, I guess. I don't know. It's very quirky. Anyway, stage number 4. Wayfinder. The one finding a path forgot the road he walked in on, but he still believes the place he stands is his destined endpoint.
Why are you leaning against the wall in a weird pose? I thought I was looking at a statue.
You could have heard my joints crack if you came in earlier. I should pay a visit to an artificer. See if I can't get some cushioning for my waist.
I'm not sure the gun knight armorsmiths take into account the special needs of the elderly.
Young gun knights need it too. It helps mitigate the recoil from our guns. The nativity is tomorrow. Our preparations at the Shrine of Virtue.
The mother is in stable condition. Anduin has taken good care of her. She will give birth to a healthy, beautiful infant tomorrow.
Vishanel and the Castellian delegation, the twin empresses and the LEITHANIEN delegation, the delegation from the Ager Institute of Development Planning, the Tianchi delegation led by Jan's envoy of ceremonial rites. Tomorrow, holy visitors to the Holy City are invited to the Shrine of Nurtury to witness the birth of a new life. Why did you need me then, if everything is in order?
Our newest cardinal.
Lemoine?
She came to see the Matriarch. I'm wondering, did she happen to pass by as she was investigating the bombings, drop in to take a look, and then propose to provide help to the Shrine of Nurtury on a whim? At first I thought she came because of the attack on Anduin, but when I saw the look on her face after she saw the Matriarch, it is clear that she has suspicions.
I thought I'd quell those.
Lemoine possesses a keen edge that few others have, especially when focused on a single matter. There is certainly no better fit for a cardinal of the 7th Tribunal. At the same time, there is also no worse fit. More often than not, she relies solely on her own judgment when it comes to where she will focus her attention.
Do we need to be on guard against her?
You make us sound like some evil organization plotting to overthrow Laterano.
Who is to say? For some, the future that we usher in will overturn life as they know it. Our empathy, our kindred and family, even the concept of Sankta itself. Existing limitations will be cast aside. This should have been the predetermined end of Laterano's path, but the path has gone on far too long. Some people take the accidents that happen in the process as the norm, and now they can't accept the predetermined end.
That is correct. We should prepare early.
I'll deal with them when. You head back to the Shrine of Nurture and get ready for tomorrow's ceremony. May the Lord's blessings be with this city.
The red-headed Sankta runs through a forest of white and blue, like a tiny flame flickering in the rain.
That cloud on the comfort bell is almost the size of Croissant's van, and a cradle large enough to hold 2 cargo containers.
The clouds hanging upon the comfort bells seem to block out the sunlight, and the hands holding up the cradles reaching towards the clouds. In this place, every living thing appears small and insignificant.
Huh? What the heck? feels so empty and quiet, but more than half of these nurseries are occupied. Children, outsiders, even fallen angels. The nurturers are busy. Looks like they've been living here for a while. Didn't they say most of the facilities are empty and will only be open to the public when that ceremony is done? That's not true at all. I have to recover the bombs. I thought I could stop the ceremony by blowing up the venue, but this place is full of people. To think I went through all of that effort to slip past the guards. I wish the girls were here. Texas could have knocked out all of the guards and dragged them outside, or Croissant could have barged into the rooms and packed up everyone inside. Or I could just get the boss to do a meet and greet up opposite the ceremony to draw everybody's attention. Forget it. There's no time. I gotta get to work. I'll take these bombs apart and think of another way. It'll be easier if you cut the blue wire first. What? When did you get back? Al?
An entirely unremarkable apartment, except for the fact that its roof offers a perfect view of the plaza in front of the Shrine of Nurtury. Is it why you chose to hide here, Arturia?
Another happy reunion. And much sooner than I expected.
You did not attempt to conceal your trail. The paper dragonfly was a clear clue. I saw you use such musical arts more than once in Zwillingsdom.
Well, I had to admit it. But you've learned a whole lot of my secrets, Fere. Wait, you, Did our executor here not tell you that I'm his beloved soror, Sister Hildegard?
You are my distant relative, and that does not impede me from exercising oversight over you. Before I brought you back to Laterano, on the outskirts of Zwillingsdom, I warned you. I will increase my vigilance over you in order to determine the subjective motivations and possible objective consequences of your actions. And I will shoot to kill if I find anything suspicious.
I remember the sunset that day. So hard-headed he's fun, isn't he, Sister Hildegard? You were always cooperative, Arturia. That's why Land and Monastery gave you a degree of leeway. You deceived us. I apologize, sister. I hope my impertinence will not be detrimental to you or to Land and Monastery.
Why did you leave Land Monastery without permission, Arturia?
Look at this shrine, Fede. So vast, so full of vitality, it reaches into the clouds, surpassing even the eponymous twin towers of Zwillingsdom in LEITHANIEN. Is this the grace and authority that Laterano wants to build? Look at the halo-less outsiders being guided inside. What are Laterano's plans for them?
What have you found, Arturia?
Do you remember our short stay at Rhodes Island before returning to Laterano? I met a mysterious guest there who told me that there may come a day when Laterano is no longer a warm, cozy little cottage for the Sanktas. Fede, Sister Hildegard, look at what lies before you. Do you not suspect that the day has come? What has become of the holy city that we were so proud of? What do you mean? You are ever vigilant, Fede. You must have noticed something, no? Otherwise, you would have greeted me with the barrel of your gun. Are those bombs? They look pretty powerful. Sis! You're walking again? Uh-huh. Yay! Was it you that I saw in Vita Jovita and that Amos saw outside the firearms workshop? How did you manage to make so many bombs despite the curious strict control of explosive materials. You're as good at this as ever. Alright, spit it out, Elle. What are you trying to do? Blow up the shrine? Stop the nativity? Or sabotage the whole Summit of Nations? Stay back, sis.
A massive pillar cuts the light and shadow open. Lemon stops in her tracks, keeping her distance from Excusii.
That's a cardinal's cassock you're wearing, isn't it? Does it look good on me? Totally! It's so cool! It was a little loose around the waist when I got it the day before my creation. I had to stay up all night fixing it. I wish I wasn't wearing this for our reunion. Did you come back by yourself, or do you have friends with you? Ha! You're pumping me for information now? You're a simple girl after all. You're not in a school, and this isn't a graduation ceremony. Did you really just decide to live things up like this on your own? Who's behind you, and why did they put you up to this? Hey, let's try this. Apple pie with mayonnaise. Had a slice, want another. You remembered! When we had a fight that wasn't going anywhere, or a secret we didn't want to share, that's our password to set things aside. I can feel your emotions, Elle. Agitation, impatience, worry, not even knowing how to explain. But my job is to capture the culprits who are trying to sabotage the Summit of Nations. I will file requests with the Curia to personally handle the follow-up to this case.
The Sankta sisters stand off against one another, neither making a single move, nor speaking a single word. It is Lemon who finally breaks the silence with a sigh. In that instant, Excusii flies towards her and hugs her tightly.
Now that's the reaction I know from an Elle in trouble. I missed you, sis. It's been a while. Have you grown? Of course not. I was almost an adult when I left Laterano. You don't have to talk like you're my mom, sis. Is that what I sound like? Did you tie your hair yourself? It's coming loose. Let me tie it for you. Still careless as ever. Of course, I'm not as good as you at that. What are you doing here anyway? Don't tell me you knew I would show up. Just reviewing the shrine security measures. I thought it was remarkable enough to see the Matriarch praying for a pregnant SiracusA. And then I ran into you. Matriarch? Pregnant SiracusA? Praying? Could the nativity be? So you don't know what's in this shrine either? Oh, is it your turn to pump me for information? Who taught you to do that? I didn't turn bad, I promise. The people who are supporting me now, they're a good influence, I promise. I'm not alone, and I'm not being used. There's a lot that's wrong here, but it's hard to explain. I need more time. I'll come home after I'm done what I have to.
Lemon ties one last knot with the string and pushes up slightly so the strand of her hair on the side of her sister's head will not come loose so easily. The next instant she finds her arms are empty.
I'll leave the disarming of those bombs to you, sis. I mean, Your Eminence!
Lemon hears the ticking of bomb countdowns in all directions. She looks in the direction where her sister disappeared, but is in no position to give chase.
She never changes, does she?
Citizen, if you are here to view the nativity, please queue up at the security check line in the plaza. You've been dawdling here for a while.
I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for someone.
Oh? There is a large amount of traffic going in and out of the shrine today. We ask for your cooperation and to refrain from loitering.
Sorry. Elle's been in there all day. The plan was to blow up important structural elements in the shrine to prevent the ceremony, whatever it's called, from being held as scheduled. She should have been out by now. Don't tell me she's been caught. But I've been here all this time, and there's been no movement inside. But Elle must have ran into some kind of trouble that's holding her up. Come on, Vani, think. What can you do? I have 2 small originium powder tubes that I could turn into an improvised bomb. It won't be very powerful, but it should cause enough commotion to distract the guards and allow Elle to, Let's set it here. No one's paying any attention. All I need to do is set it off.
Vanini's arm finds the barrel of a gun, preventing it from moving down any further.
Don't let that thing go boom, girl. Stand up. Slowly.
Reverend Gun Knight.
Those tools and all. You work at a firearms workshop. I have 10 minutes. Explain yourself, girl. What are you up to here? Or should I say, who are you trying to cover for?
Flashback.
Let's go, Elle. What about Master Peg? Magister's sleeping. His vision's been getting worse, and the doctor wants him to get plenty of rest. We shouldn't wake him if we're careful. There's something I need to tell you first, Vani. It's so weird when you talk all serious like that. Listen. If you get caught, just give me up to whoever it is, whether it's the Pontifica Choros, the Executors, or the Gun Knights. Don't worry about me. I came in the middle of the night, kicked your door open, and forced you to make bombs and send guard for me. You're an innocent little angel who doesn't know anything. What? That's my condition for letting you come with me. Just because I'm shy doesn't mean I'm a coward. I know, and I'm glad you decided to help me. The Curia seems to be taking that ceremony very seriously. Who knows what punishment they have in store for somebody trying to bomb it? Besides, Laterano is very different from how I remember it. But... No buts or whatabouts. I can handle this on my own. Besides, Penguin Logistics Company culture says, never share the glory when you can hoard it all for yourself. I came on my own.
Interesting girl. Old men like me don't get a lot of chances to talk to the youth. Unfortunately, the ceremony is about to begin. If you don't talk, I'll have to hand you over to the executors of the Notorial Hall.
Stop right there, Patrician. Don't think I don't recognize that scantimonious face of yours just because you're hiding it behind a hunk of sheet metal. My legs.
Leg.
What do you mean? Is something going on with the Holy City? Would you care to explain, or do I have to guess from your meaningful glances at one another?
This is not related to our investigation, sister. At this time, I have not determined that you need to know more.
In any case, Arturia, you'll have to come back with us. I don't dislike you. In fact, I'm rather fond of you. But if your actions will bring harm to Landon Monastery, then I'll pull no punches. May I ask you something, Sister Hildegard? Huh? You love the monastery in Laterano, don't you? Or should I say, how did you establish an emotional connection to Laterano as a liberi? Well, I've lived at Landon Monastery for a long time. I was brought up by the brothers and sisters there, and we worked together to make bread and beer, doing our best to keep the monastery solvent. I belong here. Of course I love this place. If you're asking why there are so many liberis in the Holy City, you've read the Saint's Travels, haven't you? Don't tell me you only use it to make your paper dragonfly. According to the Saint's Travels, the first encounter between the Liberi and Laterano began with a herd of burden beasts. Many years ago, a group of Liberi were scattered by a herd of burden beasts while seeking water in the wilderness. The animals carried grain on their backs, forming an orderly procession as they traveled into the distance. The Liberi spent great effort to hunt the burden beasts. They never imagined that these creatures of the wild could move in such orderly manner, so they followed the beasts. Then the Liberi saw the halo bearers in the fields, singing as they guided the herd of burden beasts into the assembly of pearl-white buildings behind them. At a time when the Liberi still lived naked in the wild, seeking water and game, those people had learned to tame wild beasts and build cities safe from catastrophe. More importantly, the Liberi found that those people had a confidence and optimism that was alien to the Liberi. Because of their halos and empathy. Uh-huh. From the moment of their birth, they could feel each other's feelings and understand one another. They rarely knew conflict, and they were able to overcome crises that would destroy any other race. They created the perfect order, naming it the law. I can understand that feeling. Even as the Curia cut off funding to the monastery, even as its buildings fell into disrepair, even as I fretted over the monastery books, the Sankta of Landon Monastery never seemed to fear that there might come a day when we would have to close our doors. Their confidence and optimism let them accept the presence of the Liberi nearby, learning from them and becoming part of the whole. Yes, over the ages, the Sanctas have almost completely assimilated the Holy City's Liberi, other than the halo, which can never be shared. We are too special, able to take in everything, like a concerto with a clear main theme. Laterano has never been just a warm, cozy little cottage for the Sanctas, Fede.
After you escaped, you went searching for a missing pregnant woman from a nomadic abbey, but there have been no such recent reports of a missing person in Arturia Hall records. Explain yourself, Arturia.
A poor mother has gone missing in Laterano. A little incident that no one has paid any heed. But by chance, I had once touched the note of her heart while playing in the wheat fields. And I discovered where she went.
Do you mean...
Patience, Fede. Wait and see. We've come this far. You don't need me to explain it to you.
Is this the girl you took in?
You'll have to forgive, Reverend Gun Knight, that I don't have the adoption papers on me. What? If you can take in a Liberi, why can't I take in a Sankta? She's a good girl. You know, you're the only Sankta I've ever had a real problem understanding.
That mouth of yours. How long has it been since we last met, Peg?
I forget. Never thought much about it. Didn't think I would need to.
Back on topic. Your apprentice just attempted to.
On my orders.
Why?
An act of protest. Is that so hard to understand? The Curia shut down over 100 firearms workshops overnight. My livelihood for decades, the shop I counted on for my retirement, all gone in the blink of an eye. When I heard you were throwing some party here, I thought I might force the Curia to hear the voice of this humble citizen in front of all these honored guests. I should have done it myself, but I'm old, and my legs and eyes aren't what they used to be, so I had the girl run this errand for me.
I thought you had gone into a different line of work, Peg.
Screw that. Why should I? When you still have the nerve to use the gun I made after you exiled Gia from Laterano? I just gave up being a dedicated supplier for you gun knights.
True.
And how exactly do you plan on dealing with this? We're caught red-handed attempting to bomb the Shrine of Nurture and sabotage the Nativity. Will you once again escort your friend out of Laterano as a gun knight sworn to protect the sanctity of paradise? One who just happens to be a liberi as well.
This has nothing to do with you being a liberi, Peg. If you have indeed violated the law, then I have no choice but to suffer another parting. And yet, I see that no harm was actually done, was there? Take your apprentice and go.
Come along, Vani. Grab onto me. I left in a hurry and forgot the new glasses you got me.
Reverend, the man's story doesn't stand up to the scrutiny. I know. The appropriate course of action would be to take them in for questioning and eliminating any potential risk. That won't be necessary. Besides, I don't need another fight with that old bloke. This bomb is simple, improvised. The girl obviously made it on this spot, which means that her accomplice is still inside. Reassign an extra team of gun knights and work with the patrols to ensure the shrine security. Yes, Reverend.
Strange. Is she still in the Shrine of Nurture?
Cardinal Aid Amos.
Reverend Patrician! Long time no see.
Long time indeed. What are you all worked up about?
Have you, seen Cardinal Lenwood? There's something I wanted to check with her. She hasn't returned to the 7th Tribunal since visiting the Shrine of Nurture.
If this has something to do with the explosion, I must be kept in the loop.
Yes, Reverend. I bumped into a Sankta on Via Borgos in Pagos Faber to complete the takeover of a firearms workshop. There was a visible reaction from the Cardinal when I mentioned this to her. I checked the appearance of the individual I encountered against the database of registered citizens and found a match in the external personnel files. She must have been on the scene of the explosion in Pagos Tevonus. She has certain ties to the Cardinal.
Oh?
I don't have much time, sister. I must return to the Shrine of Nurture.
Let me confirm. You're not sure if the individual currently under care will die, but you want to make funeral preparations for her?
Yes, she's not in good shape. I will do all that I can as her nurturer. But that will not preclude me from preparing for the worst.
This seems so, un-Lateran.
What should a Lateran be like?
Now that's a complicated question.
Very well. I hope we will not have cause to meet again.
I didn't believe it when they said it, but you really did come back here, Anduin. this Ecclesia Requietum, this field of irises. Are they familiar to you? Do you reminisce over them?
There are many Ecclesia Requietorum in Laterano. As for reminiscing, it wouldn't be inappropriate for me to do that about an Ecclesia Requietum in my present position.
I forgot. You're a high-end, mighty nurturer now.
Who are you? Was it you who followed me and attacked me in the shrine?
Followed? Attacked? Who's the one who's gone mad here, Anduin? You or me? If you didn't want us to walk the same path as you, why did you call us Pathfinders? The sinister shrine that devours, is it the righteous path that you found, or one that has led you astray?
I do not recall promising to walk the same path as anyone before I met the Matriarch. As for the Shrine of Nurturing, it's true that it has guided my path, but sinister, there must be some misunderstanding.
Enough, Anduin. Lucas Garris, you're talking nonsense. Don't play the fool with me. A dozen of us never came back from the shrine. If the path you found demands our sacrifice, we at least deserve to be told. Or, if you're really shameless enough to deny the connection, at least have the decency to say it to my face.
No, I don't understand.
You'll have plenty of time to figure it out.
Please don't. There are many children I must care for, and that mother...
Damn it! It's them. Pull back. If I didn't know better, I would say you were trying to hit Anduin with that one. He's proven hard enough to kill so far. I figured it was an acceptable risk.
Fiametta. Mostima.
You've really made yourself a lot of enemies, haven't you, Anduin? I'll go after them while you two talk.
There's no need. I don't know why they're targeting me, but I can't help but feel, they're determined. People like that inevitably have complex pasts and simple motivations.
How compassionate. How could you do what you did to your own cohort then? Why don't you repent before Mostima and Lemon? Why wouldn't you tell us what the one in the lock and key made you see deep in that dungeon? Why didn't you ever give us an answer? Or, more accurately, share the question with us?
We must each follow our own paths, Fiametta.
Is that why you attacked Lemon and fled, before coming back with that matriarch, hovering in the Shrine of Nurturing under her protection, like nothing ever happened? Is this your path? What salvation did you find in the years that you went off the grid?
I never found salvation, nor do I feel like nothing ever happened. However, life is short, and if I do not find the answer I seek soon, my sins and your pain will become meaningless. The day after I was released from Landon Monastery, I left Laterano, believing that I would find something. The next 5 years were like a blur. All I remember is going from one place to another alone, in many directions without end. I often wonder if something has gone wrong with my memory. And then I found the Matriarch. She was headed for the Holy City, though she had been delayed greatly by helping the wounded and needy along the way. She made me believe that the answer still lies in Laterano. She promised me a miracle, and that thousands upon thousands more miracles will be born from us. I returned to Laterano to fulfill this promise with her.
Touch us! Just shut up! You're babbling to yourself and making zero sense. Listen here, Anduin. After I kicked you out of that gathering the other day, Patricia spent a long time telling me how important you, that shrine of yours, and the ceremony you're holding are. I've never seen the old man so serious, so I promised him I wouldn't pick a fight with you. Yet. I didn't save your life because I've forgiven you. You just don't deserve to die before you've truly repented for what you did and paid a proper price. The nativity is about to start, isn't it?
I'm sorry. I must go. Good morning. Honored kindreds, returned messengers, emissaries from all across Terra, and guests who have set foot in the holy city for the first time through the abbeys, I greet you. This shrine in which we now find ourselves was not built to demonstrate Laterano's power and authority for the summit of nations. However, I am glad from the bottom of my heart that it was completed in time for all of us to gather here today. Every birth brings new possibilities for the continuation of faith, for the fight against calamity. Only in this way can we shape the future. This is even more true for the Laterano of the future. I bid you now prepare and listen to the heartbeat of a new life. More weirdness, more forgetfulness. And also a reunion that was very, very cute. Mayonnaise. Ugh. What? that was a code word. But very cute. The sisters reunite, hug, and exchange just greetings. And then the cheeky little bastard runs away and leaves her sister with dismantling the bombs. I do, however, like the whole thing of she went in there trying to destroy the building as much as possible, realized that, hey, this is not a good thing to do. There's a shit ton of innocent people inside of this building all of a sudden. Better go back and dismantle stuff. Yeah, I guess Lemon can deal with that stuff at this point. Another very interesting part, again, the whole thing being brought up from not just with Federico and Arturia, as they are conversing and pretty much bringing up the fact that something weird is happening in Laterano, and who better to actually, figure it out. I do believe at this point of the story, rather, I started to believe that, yeah, Federico being assigned as a saint was probably literally the reason, like his predisposition was probably the full-on reason why he is being made into a saint. Because no matter what is happening, the guy is way too logical and way by the numbers when it comes to that, and the way his brain is just working, that whatever is happening will probably either not influence him, or will probably not have a too long of a influence on him, even if it affects him. And the fact that both him and Arturia can see that something is off, and they are realizing that something is off, is pretty much the whole goal of this whole thing, right? We'll see where that leads us. But Anduin is again proving that something is absolutely off, as he's describing his journey through the wilderness after he got released from Land and Monastery and everything in the past, and he just doesn't seem to remember anything. Like, he says that the last 5 years of his life are a blur, and he doesn't remember things. He doesn't remember his cohort on top of it, and the only memory that he clearly has in his mind is that of the Matriarch, and accompanying her back to Laterano, essentially. Which is, again, very interesting because of the... I mean, the Matriarch itself is a very interesting character. That chick just I mean, she's definitely a Sankta with the halo and everything, right? It looks legit, it doesn't look wrong. But the horns and everything, usually Sankta that have horns are fallen. But you can tell that they are fallen because their halo and their wings are, you know, falling apart, graying out. Kind of like, they almost look like a dying tooth, essentially. Like a tooth that went through some very serious damage. But yeah, very interesting. He claims that the last 5 years of his life are a blur before coming back to Laterano. I don't know if in those 5 years he must be also meaning the last time we had a story set in Laterano itself, which was God Ahead, and he was the antagonist of that story, and that was only 2 years ago. That was not that long ago. That was not that long ago, so him not remembering or mentioning anything from 2 years ago, not even our characters here really addressing anything from 2 years ago. They are addressing the incident and everything that happened with Lemwen and stuff, but yeah, they're just not saying anything about what happened 2 years ago at the previous Summit of Nations in Laterano. So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Anyhow, we are continuing on to MTST2, which is obviously only a cutscene, titled Enlightenment. A new life, a new faith, a new future.
Wait a moment, Senor Executor. So you never intended to bring Arturia back to land and monastery?
I never stated that I would.
Well, if you won't, I will.
There are certain things I must still ascertain with Arturia.
No, Federico. It won't do to torment a poor nun like that.
Richelle?
Did you have to run away so suddenly? All I did was joke around with you a little in front of that confessional.
What was the joke?
Okay, anyway. I know this fugitive is a tough one, so I brought reinforcements. Giving up my chance to witness the nativity in the process. Aren't you touched?
I never requested assistance from the Notarial Hall.
I know. You hardly ever work with other executors. You think I volunteered for this? Special orders jointly issued by all 7 tribunals of the Curia. Pretty shocked when I got the orders. For a moment here I thought Arturia had convinced you to commit treason.
I have no such intention, and she has no such power. I have completed my assessment and determined that any risk to the Curia can be eliminated. You and your men may stand down now, Executor Richelle.
Are you defying these special orders, Federico? You have no authority to refuse. My orders were to oversee Federico's apprehension of Arturia before the nativity and to bring both of you in should there be any suspicious behavior. Not so fast, Senor Executor.
Were you talking to me, Senor Arturia?
Of course. I've been sitting in that monastery ever since I got back. I think I would like to stretch my legs for a while longer still. It's been more than a decade since I last saw night fall upon the holy city. The view from this spot is remarkable.
So you're resisting arrest. Oh, I do so hate overtime.
Stay behind us, Sister Hildegard. You do the honors, Federico. You've been on this criminal's case for years. No one knows her tricks better than you. Looks like the Lateran has long had its eye on you, Fede. Raise your gun. It won't be the first time.
Arturia stands at the edge of the roof. Federico has many questions, but he can see that her fingers are already touching the strings. Behind her, Federico sees the Shrine of Nurtury, so tall he cannot see the top, and the infinite crowd meandering towards it. Richelle and his other colleagues stand behind him. Federico hears the sound of weapons being locked and loaded. Tensions run high. It is as though he must prove something as executor. There is no time to think. Federico raises his gun. You have admitted to escaping confinement, Arturia. By the authority of the Laterano Notarial Hall, I am hereby reassessing your danger level and apprehension procedures. You must fulfill your obligations as a Lateran citizen and work with us to resolve any threat to Laterano. Without warning, the muzzle of Federico's gun flashes. At the same time, music pours out of the cello, becoming one with the hymns emitting from the direction of the Shrine of Nurtury, drowning out the sounds of the roof. Federico, what are you doing? I shot at the building beside you. I did not strike any of you.
But, that hurts. Prestige, I think a rock hit my head. Am I bleeding? Do you know what you've done, Federico?
Yes, you are bleeding. I will submit a detailed report once the incident is resolved. I will include a detailed explanation of the head injury you have suffered.
That was decisive, Senor Executor. Now, how do you intend to handle all these unconscious people? What are you looking for?
Richelle has an annual pass for the confessionals. They can deliver these people to a hospital. Now, share your discoveries and work with me to resolve the dangers to Laterano.
It's just a guess. You chased me all the way here, then got your cohorts out of the way. You've evidently arrived at the same theory I have. It's almost time, Fede. Perhaps the city itself will soon tell us exactly what has happened to it.
I've never seen so many outsiders in Laterano.
That's for sure. The last Summit of Nations didn't have enough guests to fill a single hotel. Just about every cardinal in the Curia is here. It's so crowded. The air is even more awkward than the Basilica.
We're far enough on the edge, Mastima. We're like the cleaners standing against the wall of a casino.
Whatever this nativity is, it's probably Anduin bringing out the Sankta kid who just learned to talk, so the Matriarch standing there gets to ceremonially polish the kid's halo. I'll symbolic puff. We could be home watching one-armed chainsaw guy too instead.
Let's just think of it as watching Nurture Anduin work.
Haven't you already said all that needs to be said to him?
My heart's been feeling twitchy for some reason. Do you feel it, Mastima?
Yeah.
Fiametta turns sideways. She has never seen such a serious expression on her friend's face.
I'm feeling nervous. No, anxious, fearful. It's excitement and expectation, and I don't know why. I can't describe it. It's like my heartbeat isn't my own. Is this sympathy? You're a fallen angel, and I'm a liberi. Neither of us has the power. No, it's not just us.
Fiametta scans the crowd, and is now certain that this heartbeat is not an illusion. The emotions that she is feeling are written on every face in the crowd. Every heart present throbs to this beat, which does not belong to them.
Look up. What? Comfort bells.
Fiametta follows her friend's gaze. All the doors and windows were closed when the nativity began. Not so much as a breeze can get in. But the comfort bells are swaying in time, the ones hanging in the Hall of Enlightenment with them, and the ones in the corridors leading to the nurseries, yet they do not produce the chimes they should.
A sort of medium? Like the musical devices that LEITHANIENs use? If my guess is right, we're feeling the heartbeat of the mother who is giving birth.
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as what I felt when I waited outside the delivery room when my wife gave birth. I could feel the unfathomable pain, but she would not give up. Her emotions tugged at mine, and we both spoke the name that we had already decided. Bailey. Bailey. Lord above. The mother fainted. She's too weak. The pain of birthing is more than she can take. It's not good. My heart's about to leap out of my mouth. She's not giving up. Lord, Holy City most pure, have mercy on us. Have mercy on us.
Have mercy on us. So this really is a form of empathy.
Comfort bells sway violently through the hall. The ever-shifting emotions in the regular heartbeats tug at everyone's nerves. No one knows who the mother is, what her name is, how old she is, where she came from, but everyone knows what she is experiencing. No one moves a single step. The fragile newborn has not yet triumphed over death. The struggle to break through the shell of ignorance seems eternal. Inside the shrine of nurtury, thousands of people experience a childbirth together. Such clear empathy should never have existed in Laterano. After a long, long time, the heartbeat begins to weaken until all is silent.
Connect the sensor wire and activate the timer. The last bomb is ready. Damn it, it's really hard not to march to this heartbeat. Fortunately, I've got the quickest brain in penguin logistics. I could play Super Music Tycoon with one hand and railgun bottle shooting with the other, and beat both the boss and Texas at the same time. All that practice wasn't for nothing. 2-minute countdown. Blow up this corridor and the path to the nursery will be cut off. I hope my sister's intel is good. The Shrine of Nurtury took a pregnant Sarkas from a nomadic abbey and got her to give birth to a Sarkas at the Summit of Nations in this crazy ceremony. I don't know what they're trying to do, but if I can keep her from appearing in front of the crowd... Excuse me, you're in the way. The mother is about to give birth. I want to get closer and pray for her. Sorry, Wait! Pregnant Sarkas! Aren't you the one?
Yeah, what of it?
Huh? Shouldn't you be giving birth?
Well, right? We've met before. Your sister brought you to our place.
Oh, Fiametta's grandpa. So,
The others are searching for the bombs and neutralizing them, Reverend Patrician. Good work. Stop this, Sankta. She has more explosives on her.
Snipers are in position. We will shoot to kill if the suspect attempts to escape.
Reverend Patrician?
You're late, Cardinal Lemwen. Take the suspect back to the 7th Tribunal.
But if the nativity isn't about the Sarkas, then
The heartbeat that resonated throughout the hall has quieted down. A door opens to a corridor. Excusia looks in the direction of the sound. Carrying a small bundle, the nurturer stands in the light shining through the door. His hands and robes are stained with blood, but the bundle is clean. With head bowed, he walks slowly toward the Hall of Enlightenment, towards the waiting Matriarch. The crowd parts to let him through.
Thank you, Anduin.
The Matriarch takes the newborn from the nurturer. She cannot see, and thus does not realize that his brow is furrowed in sorrow. The Matriarch gently opens the bundle and reveals the newborn. A fledgling beast. He leans against the Matriarch's shoulder, mucous membrane still sticking to its infantile paws. The wet and creased fur shows no sign of relaxing. His eyes are closed, his breathing barely audible.
As you can see, the first life that the Shrine of Nurturing has brought into this world is this fledgling arbor beast. His weight is nothing. His weight is everything. Before I came to Laterano, I found his mother in an abandoned nomadic abbey. She was so famished, her feathers fallen, that I did not at first recognize her as an arbor beast. A hunter's spear had impaled the mother's abdomen, but missed the fetus by inches. I do not know how his mother hid for so long, how she survived, and how she stayed awake through the pain and hunger. Until now, I thank this strong mother, our Sankta and Liberi brethren, and our honored guests from afar. This child was born amidst our prayers. He is a miracle that you have made together. But why? Why do his eyes not open?
Matriarch, the newborn's breathing is growing weaker. I tried everything I could think of. His mother gave her all. Perhaps the mother's injuries were too grave, depriving the fetus of nutrition.
Anduin, we may all have forgotten one thing.
Do you mean... The childbirth was long and painful, but from beginning to end all we felt through the comfort bells, through empathy, was a single heartbeat. This child was so weak that he could not even express his desire to live, the most primal, most instinctive cry of life. Anduin bows his head and does not speak.
Is this what you thought the nativity would be, Mostima? No. Normally, we'd already be cutting the cake beside a crying baby. Damn, this is depressing.
Do they mean that after all that effort from the mother, the baby was stillborn?
Chikatsu, how could this be? Lord above, is there anything we can do? Like what we did just now? The thousands of us here?
What if I never felt Bailey's heartbeat after hours of waiting outside the delivery room? What would my wife and I have done? No, I can't bear to imagine it. Poor baby, if you can hear my voice. Somewhere in the crowd, someone begins sobbing. Gradually, more and more people lose control of their emotions. Their cries join together and echo through the halls for the poor mother and her stillborn child. Then another cry rings out. It is not a sad sound, it is young and bright. The fledgling arbor beast opens its eyes and, as though sensing the emotions of the crowd, cries out for the first time in its life. It stretches its limbs, and the sheen miraculously returns to its fur. The matriarch embraces the newborn life tightly, crying tears of joy. One such tear drops from the empty eye sockets behind her veil, falling upon the fledgling's head, reflecting the light of the sun. The fledgling does not stop crying, as though driven by the wailing. The light begins to break free of the void's shackles, becoming rich and full. A halo. The mark of the Sankta, the symbol of the law, the embodiment of truth. It has illuminated this unfamiliar creature. A shining, miraculous beacon.
The Lord has once again answered our prayer. He has blessed this child. This is a miracle not seen in 1,000 years. Its appearance on the eve of calamity is a revelation from the law. We are all witnesses. We are all participants. Henceforth, we are born equal and one, beginning with the holy city and ending with the holy city. As Sankta.
In the matriarch's embrace, the newborn licks her arms. He has awakened. Once again, the comfort bells sway. A new heartbeat, strong and regular, fills the shrine of nurturing.
Laterano granted a halo to an arbor beast fledgling? Even the most incredible miracle in these saints' travels pales in comparison. Is this a divine blessing or a terrible calamity?
My greater concern is whether it is true, whether it should be believed.
Since when did you start doubting everything you see?
There are too many details, Arturia. The unusual confessional.
The boundless wheat fields.
The crackdown on the manufacturing of firearms and explosives. The firearms workshops being shut down.
The sudden change in London Monastery's role.
The abrupt changes in the administration of the Curia. The colleagues who suddenly appeared to interfere with my investigation. It was the appearance of Richel and his men, despite the fact that he should not have known my movements, that confirmed my suspicions. Otherwise, I would have continued my efforts to apprehend you.
All of these anomalies converge at this shrine of nurturing, which seems to have appeared out of nowhere, and the nativity that so many have fixed their eyes on.
The missing mother you were investigating from the nomadic abbey was the pregnant arbor beast?
Yes. By chance, my music crossed paths with the voice of her heart. I followed the trail here.
The singular item that brought me to my conclusion, of greater weight than any of the above, is how the Lateran people are seemingly oblivious to all of this. Everything in life has been turned upside down, but in this country, this city, life goes on orderly as ever, as though things have always been so.
When 6 million Laterans continue to live as they always have, it's hard for us to convince ourselves that we are the only sane ones. Self-doubt is an invaluable experience for a hardhead like you, isn't it? Are you certain now?
Yes. Mathematics, physics, geography, archaeology, astronomy. No theory or knowledge in science, theology, or philosophy can explain this. A city with a population of 6 million, sharing the same hallucination. But the present circumstances clearly run contrary to the order of Laterano and the foundation of the law. I have no doubt.
What a coincidence. Neither do I.
The sound of comfort bells echoes in the sky above the city. The cello's music draws upon a crack, like a hand reaching into the city. The next instant, both sounds are brought to an abrupt halt. Silence. The crowds that come and go in front of the square have never existed. Laterano has never been so quiet, even when the city is gazed upon from the highest roof of the basilica. Federico and Arturia are unsure if they blinked. A scene most incomprehensible plays out before their eyes. The shrine continues to tower over the city, utterly out of place, but now dream-like colors begin to run across its surface. Almost reaching the clouds, it spills its colors upon the pristine white building surrounding it. Doors and windows open to the streets and alleys of Laterano. Wherever the shrine's shadow touches, the creatures, the likes of which have never been seen before, emerge from them. The scene is indescribable, but there is no doubt in Federico or Arturia that this is the real Laterano. The next instant, the same word slips from their mouths. Calamity. I love the song that plays at the end there with Arturia and Federico on the balcony looking out at the city. It's so good. The distortion is so good and so appropriate. But yeah, this was a cutscene. So, the mother that was giving birth, the mother that everybody believed would be giving birth at the nursery there, at this Summit of Nations, is not who we expected it to be. Or at least most people that were present there were thinking it's gonna be the circus woman that was brought in, the pregnant one. But no, it's an arbor beast. It's a griffin. It's a griffin baby. And it has a halo now, and it's technically a Sankta? Yeah. That is something, alright. Let's put it that way. This is not what I expected this story to go into. This is getting to a weird... Again, this is still Arknights, and I know Arknights can get weird, but this is this is getting weird. This is getting absolutely weird. But yeah, as confirmed by this cutscene, the entire city seems to be in like a dream state, as we see by the whale lifting at the end after the little arbor beast got its halo, and the proclamation that everybody will be receiving the Sankta blessing now. Not something I wish upon this world. Not something I wish upon this world. One race that is like... that had like generation upon generation of getting used to this thing is fine. But I believe I said this in part number 1. If you bestow empathy, this type of like almost telepathic empathy to everyone at once across the globe, you just gave everybody a knife and they're gonna use it. People knowing other people's thoughts, if you don't grow up as a child with, you know, getting used to this, especially among your people, and they are obviously also being regular Sankta in normal life, already being very heavily policed and kept in line by the law itself. And if they screw something up, they get literally tossed out of the city, and or in rare situation can be kept around as special agents or stuff like that as a fallen Sankta. But if you screw up, you're out. But empathy is not something that I wish upon this world. I really don't. It's a bad thing. It's a very bad thing. Imagine if in our real world people would actually, you know, kind of borderline be able to actually read another person's thought process. It would not end well. It would not end well. Just look at how aggressive the internet can be if someone just makes a small little mistake, right? Imagine if all of these people could have like a basic like telepathic, you know, capabilities essentially to read another person's memory. Most people won't do anything, but there are too many fringe cases to allow humanity to have something like this. Oh boy, I don't want that. This is a bad thing. This is an absolutely bad thing to happen. But yeah, crazy shit is happening. And our sort of sibling pair is on the case right now. So let's see where we're gonna keep on going. Stage number 5, and like I said at the beginning of this video, we're only gonna do the cutscene at the beginning. I have personally not seen the cutscene after this. I only did the stage so I can acquire a Patricion. But anyway, stage number 5. Communion. May our halos be shared. May our Lord share the blessings with all.
Slow down, you got a death wish or something? We're carrying a damn Norwegian plate. We're all dead if you drop it. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with this family using this as a pickling stone? Do they like their pickles with a touch of originium? Shut your fucking mouth and keep moving. We gotta clear this whole district before the end of the day, unless you want the Overseer to chew our heads off after the Lich chews his. So many houses, and we got to clean every single speck of originio of them. Doesn't Bubble have a dedicated construction team? Why don't we just tear it all down and rebuild from scratch? Say, it's gonna take some getting used to, not having any originium around. I said shut your fucking mouth. We didn't have a choice but to rely on the mines. Now that Castle doesn't need to worry about energy anymore, of course we got a clean house. Unless you like living in a den of originium. Hey, watch where you're going, Lich. Keep your threads tucked away, Lich. Who knows what might happen if you got tied up in the originium. That's not very polite. You can cut these threads with your horns if they do get tied up. But who knows what dimension my thread will drag you into, if it comes to that. Alright, I don't think I should scare you any further, gentlemen. Go ahead. Did I imagine it? What's that light? It came from the house up there, maybe? Let's take a look. I'll go. What? Those houses are right by the agricultural plate that has just been integrated. The light must be from one of those soil beacons in reaction to the originium plate that you're carrying. If Vishadel finds out the farmland that she spent 2 years cultivating got polluted, alright, let's get out of here. Don't come any closer.
Ermengarde looks at the agitated girl standing in front of her, trying to shield the man behind her with her tiny body. It's a Sankta man kneeling feebly on the ground. His halo and wings have shattered, their pieces still trembling and flickering, like dying fireflies. The Sankta does not speak. It is as though he has fallen into a deep slumber.
Who are you? Are you here to take us away?
The girl is all tensed up. Ermengarde bends down and puts her hands on her knees, doing her best to show that she intends no harm, even wagging her energized tail friendly.
I mean no harm, young lady. I sent the other Sarkas away. Did you hear that? Maybe I can help you. Help him?
Ermengarde closes the door behind her, shutting out any prying eyes. She adjusts her hat. Invisible threads reach out through an unknowable dimension.
Master?
All that red tape and long-minded tomes in these spires made me sick, but I should thank the twin sheep for their hospitality compared to what I have to deal with now. Every policy has to be communicated verbally, and you have to explain things over and over again. When are we going to implement basic education for government employees?
This is urgent.
Go ahead.
I'm at the furnace node. I found 2 Sanktas with broken halos. One of them doesn't look right at all.
Bring them here. Try not to let anyone see you. We don't need a scene in the streets. I'll go wake Vishadel. Looks like it's time for our speaker to speak at an emergency meeting.
The list is a long one. You're saying that all 43 Sanktas stationed at spires across Swinningstone have abandoned their posts without permission?
Yes, Evigignade. They have already left LEITHANIEN soil, forcing their way through the checkpoint at the Adenha border.
LEITHANIEN took in these Erari as an act of kindness, not have chosen desertion without any warning.
Not entirely. The Night Watch of the Reismusikhochschule witnessed a Sankta scholar leaving, and noted that his halo and wings were shattered, as if there was a, serious accident.
A fallen?
The symptoms do not align exactly.
How do you think this should be dealt with?
Are you asking for my opinion?
Of course I am. You are the mouth of the austere authority, Michael Wolfgang. You are the only one who can speak with her voice in this realm, besides me.
Well,
You've grown in the past few years, both physically and mentally. Hildegard has taught you well. I must commend you for making the report that you just did. You have, in fact, admitted that you have access to certain exceptional channels.
The Sanctas of LEITHANIEN have fallen and deserted en masse. This is a serious matter. You are the only one capable of dealing with it, Evigignade.
I know that you, the Urtica boy, and even that Grefien are doing a few things under the surface. As a reward, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to that. Now, back to the topic at hand.
The border guard reports that they seem to be headed for Laterano. It's likely that the Lateran Curia is involved. Shall we send the Empress's voice to confront the Curia?
1 year ago, after the Kaiserin Fest, Evangelista 11 communicated to me that he wishes to work hand in hand with LEITHANIEN. The anomalous circumstances with the Sanctas may indicate that the calamity the Pope had feared, so much that he would seek our help, has come at last. Issue an edict in the name of eternal grace and austere authority to summon the best casters and scholars among all the spires. Calamity will spare no corner of this great land. We must hasten our studies into secret retreat from the chaos.
Yes, Your Majesty. I will arrange for it at once.
Perhaps not entirely at once.
What I mean is, I will instruct the Empress's voice to...
The eventide is beautiful tonight, Mihail. Stay and enjoy it with me. The wound in the sky has healed. She would have appreciated this too, would she not?
Voices in the tent can be heard singing. East of the east of La Unidad, Laterano, holy city of white. The guns there shoot fireworks, the targets all apples. When we pray sincere, he gives us bread. When we seek salvation, he sets us free.
Sing, sing until you're asleep. The god in your dreams is kinder than Lateranos.
You didn't need to go this far on the night watch, Aurela.
Get lost. This is the Minon border. Those Signa's nobles won't go any further. You're safe. The abbey is no more. We go our separate ways.
10 years ago, you came to my abbey and protected my plight from those nobles without a word. Now you're leaving without a word.
You preach your teachings. I protect the kids in exchange for a new roof over my head. That's all. Don't think too much of yourself.
You can't leave, Aurela. I'm not asking. Our destination is the same. We'll go with you to Laterano.
And when did I say I was bringing you with me?
We've been together for 10 years. It's a long time for a Kukulkan. Maybe I don't trust Laterano that much, but I do trust you. The Lateran stripped you of citizenship, and you've cursed the city many times while I sang the hymns. But look at yourself. After all these years in Bolivar, you still won't take off the gun knight's armor. Even though you've fallen, lost the ability to wield a patron firearm, you somehow got your hands on this black steel gun, which means you never—
Shut up!
The fallen agent suddenly raises her gun, the muzzle almost reaching the Kukulkan's lips.
If you trust me, you should remember that I've told you many times the Holy City is not so friendly, kind, or tolerant as you imagine. Half the people who followed you from the Abbey are not Sankta. There are plenty of places you can go after leaving Bolivar.
Perhaps what we follow is not the true Lateran faith, but it's what kept a modicum of order in our lives amidst the chaos in Bolivar. There's no way I can convince the others to go somewhere else. They want to make the pilgrimage. Nor can I convince myself. Laterano is part of us now, after these long years.
You've got to be kidding.
Think of the Sanktas in the Abbey. They've never known Laterano, only the trauma of the fall. Only by returning to Laterano will they know what happened. Only then will the fear be driven out. Only then can their sickness be cured. Let us walk together for a little while longer, Aurela.
I'm not going back to Laterano because I miss home. 10 years ago, an old man said something like this to me at another abbey. He was the one who exiled me in the name of Laterano because of some silly mistake. He wanted to hear me repent, hear me pray. He said there was a chance I could go back if I truly, sincerely repented for my sins.
You refused?
I sure did. Something seems to have gone really wrong in the Holy City. I'm going to seize this chance for revenge.
Nuera steps forward and presses her face against the cold gun barrel.
We won't stop you. We just need a guide, someone who knows the way. Someone like you.
The hymns begin to die down, replaced by the sound of children crying out. Aurela lets out a laugh and puts away her gun. The Shrine of Nurture smears its colors on the surrounding buildings, opening numerous portals through which strange creatures with halos emerge one by one, falling to the ground.
Did those things get the blessing of Laterano too? It wasn't just a baby arbor beast?
The united creature claps excitedly, and the other one sways uncertainly. They crawl on the ground, wagging their heads furiously, still trying to adjust to their halos. They bellow in a low, rhythmic voice, as if joining together in prayer.
That's one ugly, chaotic voice of the heart.
If everyone in the Holy City has fallen into a sort of mass hallucination of an unknown source, does the scene before us mean that the boundary between reality and falsehood is being blurred, and that Laterano is being invaded by a material threat? This is even more incomprehensible than what we experienced in the pavilion.
One of them has noticed us, Fede.
The creature is praying.
The noise we made seems to have disrupted their ritual.
An enlightened creature turns towards Federico and Arturia, perhaps because it missed part of the prayer. Its halo flashes, and its bloated hide seems to grow light and lithe, approaching the duo at high speed. Federico raises his gun, but the halo-adorned creature pays no heed, not even stopping its prayer. Fall back. The nature of these creatures is yet unknown. We must not be surrounded.
I thought you would shoot without hesitation. Are these creatures our kin, Fede? Are you in violation of the law if you shoot?
Is that a joke or simply an ill-timed curiosity? Your patron firearm is lost, and I can neutralize these creatures without discharging mine. We will determine whether they should be considered our kindred, but not now.
Perhaps there is someone who can answer our questions.
Pope Evangelista 11th. Move! And there we go. Further confirmation that pretty much anything that is happening currently in Laterano is just a giant illusion. Vishadel is back at home, sleeping soundly in her bed. Fremo is also in Kazdal. Also happy to see both him and Ermengarde back for a brief moment. Evike Gnade is back in Leithanien. She is also not participating. Her dear sister is still in the other dimension, trapped. And our dear little Mihail is kind of stepping in for the other sister, which is that is very interesting that he is getting recognized so strongly by Evike Gnade, but also makes me happy for the little guy. He's a good little goober. But yeah, no one is participating. No one is here. It's just literally an illusion, as portrayed by the cutscenes so far. It's just Sankta and Liberian inside of Laterano, and everybody is being led on by the nose about, or rather by whatever the hell is happening here. And just by the sheer description, it just seems that whatever this is, whatever this building is connected to, either it being just a higher plane of existence or a completely separate dimension, it just seems that at this point the two realities are just blending and overlapping each other, showing their true self and trying to overtake the other, which is problematic, you could say. And the other important thing is, even though he got brought up so far, people finally remember that he exists. the Pope is still not around. Evangelista 11th is still not showing up. But as we do know, the guy was preparing for a calamity, because he did get the revelation from the law that there's gonna be something happening in the near future, and this seems to be that very thing. And yeah, he is just gone for now. Why? Probably because he's doing something in the background, I would say. What exactly? I don't know. We'll see in the next installment, maybe. Or maybe by the end of the story, he's just gonna pop in and be like, oh, I found some candy. Sorry. But yeah, he is still not around, and we'll probably see in the future what he has been up to. I'm presuming, considering he has been going around and asking other nations for help. I mean, he literally asked LEITHANIEN for help in case something does go wrong, that he will probably be with someone. He might just be working together with whoever is... he might actually be the voice, now that I think about it. It literally just bumped into my head. He might actually be the voice that is talking through the confessional that was addressing Excusii. He might actually be the person talking through the thing. It really just popped into my head. That would be very funny. I don't know. We'll see how it develops in the future, because he is definitely somewhere out there and preparing. But oh, and one important detail here to address is the fallen Sankta outside of Laterano. So pretty much, as I stated in part 1, it seems to just affect this fall seems to just affect people outside of Laterano. These parts of the story today pretty much establish that it is just Laterano that is kind of isolated inside of this illusion, dream, whatever it is. And yeah, it might just be a very shitty Wi-Fi signal at this point. As it appears, the fallen outside of the Laterano border are not actually fully falling. They just seem like, as described, I mean, if they would fully fall, their horns would immediately start growing out. As we've seen by other people who fall, inside of minutes, they literally get horns and potentially a tail immediately. And this is not happening with these Sankta that we've seen so far. They just seem to lose the shimmer on their halo and their wings. They start to flicker out, and it's causing them like mental pain, which pretty much just, again, these Sankta just seem to be like literally connected to the law. If the signal, I guess, is weak and shitty, I mean, you know how your phone behaves, or any device that connects to a Wi-Fi that is shitty, how it behaves when it's trying to connect. It's a lot of pain. But yeah, very interesting thing to keep in mind. But first off, before we go and recruit the old man and we go to the clip section, we do have enemies to count. First off, starting from stage number 2, we have this little guy, the Shrine Swordsman. Selected to patrol the Shrine of Nurtury and ensure that the nativity goes smoothly. Responsible for routine ground patrols. Their combat experience is limited, and they are often called upon to clean the shrine's massive milk bottles. See why I wanted to count these after we're done with the cutscenes of today's part? Then we have the Shrine Marksman. Selected to guard the key areas of the Shrine of Nurtury and ensure that the nativity goes smoothly. They are still unfamiliar with the sniper rifles in their hands, and often accidentally damage the statues of saints on the streets. Again, makes way more sense to read these now and see what they are than actually read them, you know, before everything, and makes sense why they would not be used to these guns, because they are probably not Sankta. Let's be real here. Then we have the Shrine Nurturer. Nurturers of the Shrine of Nurtury selected to ensure that the nativity goes smoothly. They are still unfamiliar with their jobs and often lose enlightened pacifiers, or mix up the nurseries of newborn humans and animals. I do find it funny that if you actually read this enemy's description here, you already get the tip that there are animals inside, right? And then we have the weird shit here. First, wings of the Sankta. haloed foul beasts that the law has determined to be Sankta. They have not yet gotten used to the sun being so close to their heads, so they scatter and flutter in an attempt to shake it off. The poor birds, man. Then we have Eyes of the Sankta. Very, very funny. Sounds like Eyes of Priestess. Anyway, mutated haloed foul beasts that the law has determined to be Sankta. They spend most of their time perched atop the basilica in bewilderment, unsure which way to look. Also, this enemy has to be a joke on the whole thing of that birds are government drones. All birds. This has to be like an in-joke. Anyway, we have an old man that wears a very cool-looking suit to recruit. Fiametta's revenge. He is way more senile than I was making him out to be. I was doing way too serious with his character. Okay, to be fair, the story is, you know, the situations where he is in so far have been a bit more serious, so I didn't really go absolutely nuts with him, but I think for certain other moments in the story, if he gets to be a bit goofier, I'm gonna have to ham it up with this guy. What the shit? Also, Fiametta's revenge? Okay, I need to see the medal. What the shit is this? Fiametta's revenge. You met Patricion at a screening of the Chainsaw Guy series and became friends. He is a gun knight who guards the holy city, but also an old man who has gone through all sorts of joys and sorrows. This fucking story. Okay, but anyway, this is where we're gonna call it for this part and continue next time and see how the story is gonna progress. Depending on how the next sections of the story are gonna go, I believe this only has, what is it, 9 or 10 stages, and we are on 5. Probably 2 more parts to finish off the story and see how it ends, but again, we'll see. If it becomes denser, I will obviously have to go slower. But we'll see how it goes. For now, very interesting. Looking forward to how it's gonna be continuing. Hope you guys are as well. And yeah, all I can say is thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. It would help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you wanna support me more directly, memberships are open on the channel. As I always say, no video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support. So thank you very much to everybody who's already doing so. Much appreciated. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And enjoy the clips. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye. The Ends of the Earth Lounge, Lungmen. Oh my god. They remembered that you exist. Holy shit, Yeeth. It's only been like 5 years at this point. Code of Brawl sends its regards, I guess.
Hi guys, what's up?
This just arrived at the office.
Classified files from Landship?
Oh, ooh.
I've only met her a couple of times, but when it comes to this, I know I can trust her. I can already guess what you're worried about, but well, it's hard to explain the connection between Sanktas. Anyway, no need to worry.
Okay, yeah. Weird shit is going on. weird shit is going on in the city. The Sankta are definitely not behaving the way they should be behaving. That was very obvious from the first couple of nodes. Well, they're still kind of goofy, but all of their behavior, the building, the gun prohibition stuff that is happening, that is all very sudden and out of nowhere for their behavior. So either it's the law doing some kind of mass hallucination throughout the city, or like massively just pushing instead of just using the Sankta as like a window into the world potentially, but now because of some panic moment is pushing them to to get to some result, or it's something completely different that is happening. But yeah, everybody in the city, I would say only the Liberi seem to be kind of well, at least Fiammetta seems to be kind of still normal. Everybody else is kind of accepting the current situation very, very openly. Well, you got knocked out. The giant milk bottle on each side of the corridor suddenly fall, knocking Annoying out cold. Oh, this is his whole group, isn't it? Rip, you guys are getting sniped. Whew, you guys look so weird now that the capes are not covering you anymore. These are... You know, I thought that it might be just like a battle attire or something, but these are definitely not human in any shape or form. These are definitely not human, whatever these things are. They're just imitating stuff. I thought that it might be just like a battle attire with a cape, like just heavily geared, like they do for a lot of NPCs, especially like military or elite, or like a elite force of something from a government, whatever, like a secret organization type of thing. But no, these guys are not human. Ooh.
What I mean is, I don't know who they are. Our siblings will pick up the investigation.
Our siblings? Our siblings? Either you all just got raised together and call each other siblings, or what are you? What are you? This is suddenly, well, not really suddenly, but this is definitely now going into an interesting territory here. Ooh.
What is this? Some kind of paranormal
paranormal activity? Yes, absolutely. Do we set up cameras? What was the time again? Like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning? Everything goes wild.
Paranormal activity right at the door of a monastery. It would make a nice movie. What I mean...
Someone's being cheeky here. I love it.
This executor caught us on the spot. There's no way we can quietly bring Arturia back now.
I can hear you, sister. She said that out loud.
Arturia was just like you. It was like she had realized something and spoke in cryptic terms. If you won't let me...
Right. Right. These two would probably not be afflicted by whatever is going on. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I did kind of pick up on Arturia probing something in the last part, but I was just thinking that to myself. But yeah, these two are very special. especially our dear boyo here. He is definitely not really like other Sankta. Ooh, was whatever is... I mean, yeah, whatever is happening right now is the very reason he was appointed as a saint. Because he's like a fail-safe thing for whatever is happening. Because outside of everybody, every normal Sankta, he could interact. Also, yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna have to include... I don't know still if it's gonna be in this part or if it's gonna be in the next part. I'll definitely gonna have to include Arturia's operator record, because that one also has a lot to do with why she's here right now. Anyway. That's a lot of baby bottles. What the... Those are big baby bottles. Whoa. That shit. Hi.
You ended up being the most active and most coordinated squad on the force until the incident.
Alright, this was interesting. Finally getting a background on how the four of them met. So yeah, they were a very closely knit group, which was already obvious through all the stories. And obviously because of the stuff that Anduin pulled at the end, they went through shit. So yeah, again, presuming that there's some kind of mass hallucination going on here, the four of them actually hanging around each other would be, like, normally would be weird. Like, the three girls, sure. But, yeah, Fiametta's behavior towards Anduin is probably, like, the most normal one out of the three of them. Mostima and, Lemwen acting almost casually is, very weird. Oh, damn, nice shot. Whew. That is a humongous hole. Holy moly. One was not like the others. Again, this is wild what they're saying here. Not the other ones. The LEITHANIEN one, again, is the wild one. The twin empresses arriving. We'll see about that.
I'll take these bombs apart and think of another way.
It'll be easier if you cut the blue wire first. Uh-oh. Sister dearest? What? Yep. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a standoff.
It was a little loose around the waist when I got it the day before my creation.
Okay, there. As someone pointed out in the previous episode, that creation seemed a bit of a mistranslation. It might be, but considering that they keep going with it, I think that's the thing how they're referring to this. Again, not a wrong word to use because of her position being freshly created. So calling it her creation makes sense, but still. There might be actually more to this, considering they're specifically using the word creation. Anyway. Oh. What's happening? Alexia, run. In that instant, Excusii flies toward her and hugs her tightly. Aww. Lemon hears the ticking of bomb countdowns in all directions. She looks in the direction where her sister disappeared, but is in no position to give chase. Well, that's one way to keep her busy.
She never changes, does she?
But in his arm finds the barrel of a gun, preventing it from moving down any further. Uh-oh, don't let the thing go boom, girl. Stand up slowly, who is it? Oh, Patricion, uh-oh. Stop right there, Patricion. Don't think I don't recognize that sanctimonious face of yours just because you're hiding it behind a hunk of sheet metal. L? Oh, never mind. What the fuck? The meeting of the old guys. The grandpa meeting. Now, Federico, it won't do to torment a poor nun like that. Hmm? Oh. Donut Man. Uh-oh. Oh, everybody's becoming an empath. That is bad. That is bad, buddy. The Sankta grow up from childbirth with empathy. I said this a long while ago. If the whole world would suddenly receive empathy the same level that the Sankta have, shit would go tits up. The mother is about to give birth. I want to get closer and pray for her.
Sorry, wait! Pregnant Sarkas? Aren't you the one?
Yeah, what of it?
Huh? Shouldn't you be giving birth?
Who the fuck is giving birth then? Actually, yeah, who the fuck is giving birth then if it's not her? Who is everybody empathizing with? What am I? That is a bird. What the fuck am I looking at? A fledgling beast? What? Burb? Uh-huh. Arbor beast. Okay. So literally an animal. Okay. Oh god, another CG. What the fuck? This is a griffin. This is basically a griffin. Whew. Okay. This is... Okay. Okay. Is this gonna be what they're trying to do here? Like, concentrate the empathy towards the child so the child is being brought back to life? Like, share energy between people? Or some weird shit like that? Would that be the first time? Uh-huh. What? What? Oh. Oh no, they're really trying to spread this around, aren't they? Are they legitimately trying to turn everybody and everything into a Sankta? Again, the question is it the law doing it, or is it maybe Miss Matriarch over here doing it? Again, the law was behaving weirdly, but the law was preparing in advance to stave off a catastrophe by appointing saints. One of which is Federico. And he is a special case because he's technically not really an empath. Like, he basically isn't an empath, or doesn't, or but more rather, he just cannot be like influenced by emotions because he just can't process emotions and show his own emotions. So he's kind of like a prime candidate to be outside of the norm, to act as a contingency plan in case of everybody who is pretty much linked together through empathy. If everybody gets controlled, he can still work. Arturia is kind of like the same shit as him, just in a completely different approach. I'm actually surprised that Exia is... Maybe because she wasn't in the city, she came from outside? Or maybe there is a bit more to her than anything else as well. But then there is also Vanini. Vanini also doesn't seem to be under control of anything. She also seems to be like a normal person. Okay. I'm beginning to see a lot of stuff. Oh boy. What is happening right now? What is this music? Oh. Oh, what is this? Oh, this distortion. Oh, that is a sick tune. Oh, that is a sick tune. Holy shit. Whoa. Whoa. Are we seeing beyond the whale now? Okay, this is fun. This is very fun. Whoa. That's not very polite. It's definitely not for a maw. Ermengarde? Hey! Ermi! It's Ermi. She adjusts her hat. Invisible threads reach out through an unknowable dimension.
Master?
Yes. Yes.
I'll go wake Vishadel. Looks like it's time for our speaker to speak at an emergency meeting. Also, yeah, this scene right here is a confirmation that neither Vishadel nor Fremont nor any of the delegation people are probably in in Laterano, unless they say something else. But every single one of these is currently at their own respective homes. Oh, we're in LEITHANIEN. Let's see. Yep. They are not even there. Okay, so no delegation is actually present in Laterano at the moment. It's literally all a huge illusion.
The wound in the sky has healed. She would have appreciated this too, would she not?
Okay, so yeah, at the beginning of the story, they also said that the gate above LEITHANIEN, well, the dimensional hole that was ripped open is apparently still open and there. But yeah, she confirms right now that it's closed. It has finally closed. What the fuck? Was that a seal? Also, yeah, the dope soundtrack, let's go. Every fucking thing is becoming a Sankta now, oh boy. Portals, huh? Are we dealing with an invasion force from another dimension, actually? Huh. The enlightened creature claps excitedly. Why is this so funny? Why is it so funny to imagine a seal with a halo and angel wings just being super excited? Oh, I'm gonna die. What the fuck is this? This is comedy right now. This is comedy. This is not a calamity. This is a comedy.